What's going on, everybody? We're gonna decide to go a little bit early today. Black Cat's internet's not really working so well, and we wanted to barrel through this until it all crashes down and burns. So, if you haven't guessed what we're talking about, then you haven't read this issue, or you never watched the episode on Justice League Unlimited, season 2. For the man who has everything, from Superman Annual number 11. Like I said, also was redone in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon in the early 2000s. Fantastic. Reading this is the first time read for me. I watched the cartoon episode actually beforehand. I'm sure that's probably for you too, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I gotta say, I love them both. I probably think I like the cartoon a little bit more for certain reasons, but
Yeah, same.
but this, was still good. This is your who's on here? It's Alan Moore, your boy, with Dave Gibbons.
Yes, it is Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons, aka the Watchmen team.
Yep. And going through this, I was just having like nostalgia, just trip this basically because I remember the cartoon, and I recently watched the cartoon last year. So seeing this, I was like, it's just like, man, I'm reading it with all their voices except for Jason Todd.
Yeah.
he's,
And they
he's
decided to add Jason Todd in this one.
There was no read or a reason necessarily not read. That's later on. So yeah, we get a little prologue here, and and you just see it's Clark. Oh, and this version, it's Kal-El.
Yeah.
Krypton never exploded. He never left it as a baby. He's
married to an actress, is
Yep,
that
yep.
redhead.
Yep.
And then you
His
have
kids.
Allura in Z, and Kara next to them.
Yep. And then we get over here. We get to see a Wonder Woman who is basically in the middle of the Antarctic, and that's where the fortress is, or somewhere around there. It's a South Pole, and it's freezing cold there, and she's just teasing, like, oh, I beat you and stuff. And I love how, like, Jason Todd, he's like, she's makes a comment, and she says, like, anyway, let's, he's left the door open for us. Let's get inside before you two freeze. He's like, before us two freeze? Dressed like that? I'm like, hey, think clean thoughts, Show, says Batman. He smirks. I was wondering, like, how are they gonna get in, because Superman has that freaking vault on the door.
Yep.
I mean, technically, I don't know if in the comics here, but at least in the cartoon series, Diana could lift the key if she needed to. They get in.
Barely lift the key. Like, it weighs like a neutron star.
Yeah, but I mean, like, she would eventually be able to get the key in there. I mean, like, it'd probably take like one, and then she'd be like just exhausted for the rest of the issue. But still,
Yeah.
Or let's just say she could just burrow her way through the side, right? Either way. All right. So basically, it's Superman's birthday. They're coming there to bring him gifts and in tides. They're walking through, and they're going through, and then we get the horror shock, like, you see that basically that Superman, is pretty much under the basic hypnotic state. This is the planet is called Black Mercy.
Yes.
Oh, like I said, I still love this. This is cool, Just the fact that we get to see a highly detailed look of basically of like the fortress. We do here and there, but like I've never seen the people walking in through the doorway like this. I thought this was kind of interesting for this. Obviously, they go in there and they're like, they we're trying to figure out how to get out of here, but like, it says like, Diana, she's like, I don't think we should try removing it. If it's growing into him. He's like, no, you're right. It's a bad idea. His pupils are contracting even slightly. He must be cut off from the all sensation. He's in a world of his own. Yeah, get to see more of his family stuff. It's just like uh, for those who have read this story or at least watched the cartoon, it's like it's like the plant basically gives you your perfect life with your dream stuff. While basically it feeds on you.
Mhm.
And him being a Krypton is something that it's like his perfect. Probably, I wouldn't say it's a perfect vision for him, but I mean it's enough where it almost like basically he wants to give in, like his a life he never had, growing up with his parents.
Yeah.
And everybody Krypton. He doesn't have to worry about being Superman. He's just a normal guy. He has kids and everything.
Hmm.
It is, like I said, it is probably the most heart wrenching thing that's to do to someone, especially when they find out it's not real at the end. Um, but do you have anything to say
We'll
about these?
get that reaction soon.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say about these pages at all? Anything stood out to you?
Not really. Like one of the main things is in this one, his wife in this fantasy world is a new character made up. In the cartoons, it was an amalgam of Lana Lang and Lois Lane.
Yeah. And she was actually voiced by the Lois Lane actress too,
Yeah, basically, it's just him thinking his two love interests in that show just merged together.
right?
Yeah,
You get old crotchety old Jorel. Yeah.
who basically because in this reality, Krypton didn't explode, but since he thought it was going to be,
He's
he
a
just
joke.
became
Yeah.
one of the. He is basically our version of Al Gore.
Like I said, he's basically was mocked and stuff because what he thought was going to happen didn't happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the world will end in 12 years. 12 years later.
So then we get this giant uh what this just looks so weird. They look like children compared to Mongol when he appears, it's like because I said like they're saying like Batman's like I think it said say assume that from those wrappings that Superman received as the gift, but I guess the U.S. mail doesn't reach this far. It says Robin. Robin's like I said, Robin just needs to leave. I don't need him in this issue. I mean, how many more years before the crowbar?
This this is before Crisis on Infinite Earths, so
Yeah.
multiple.
All right. And like I said, they're basically discussing, where this came from, and so basically the Mongol shows up and this is where I know. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what's gonna, if they're doing it like the cartoon was, they're gonna have Wonder Woman versus Mongol, and eventually Batman versus Mongol, and I just the way he towers over all of them,
Yep.
and and then he's just like huge, like this is like crazy, and then no wonder. I mean, he has become he's a menacing threat. Now he's much bigger in the comic books than he is in the cartoon. The cartoon he's a little shorter, more like Superman's height.
The cartoon makes everyone shorter. Remember how short
Yeah,
Diana is in the cartoons?
yeah,
She's supposed to be 6'1".
I know. So when I see this, it's just like, holy crap, it's like a gorilla. Uh, and basically, it's revenge on this, and he's like, he's like the only thing stopping me from taking over the Earth was Superman. With him out of the way, now I can invade Earth. And he's also explaining basically what this plant is. He's like, oh, do you like it? It's called Black Mercy. Traveled a great way into the tangled zones to locate it. And please tell the little yellow creatures to stop shuffling. It distracts me. I think he's talking about Robin.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah. He's like, it's something between a plant and an intelligent fungus. It attaches itself to its victims in form of a symbiosis, feeding it from their bio aura. And what does it mean for them in return? Like, gives them their heart's desires. You know, it's telepathic. It reads them like a book, and it feeds them logical simulation, the happy ending they desire. Blah blah blah. Um, hold on, wait for my thing to load. Oh, come on!
Uh-oh.
Don't look so
Technical
bad.
difficulties.
Yeah, I have problems with this thing. It's my internet. Ah!
It's everyone's internet. Shall we address the chat while we wait?
Yeah. My computer's freezing up a little bit.
Could be the Arctic.
Right? Oh, great. This is gonna happen.
I'm not sure whether it's from my end or not, but
No,
you're
it's my
frozen as
my
well.
end. It's my end.
Yeah, you're frozen as well. Like I can hear you talk, but you're not moving.
Hold on. Might have to. You still broadcasting?
You're broadcasting. We can hear you speak, but for a while you weren't moving.
There it goes. Well, we're back. That was weird.
Yep.
All right. All right. All right. So we get to see him basically going down and looking at Batman, and he's just kind of like, he's like, and Batman asks, he's like, "What are you?" It's like, it's like, if you don't already know my name, then you're not worthy of introduction. I'm the new manager on here, and I just, like I said, I just love how cocky he is. He's like this puny little guy. He's like, and he's like basically, basically, which of you would like to be, would it be polite to kill first? And then, he takes like his gloves off, and then basically he has Wonder Woman says like, well, this is cool. She get to see her fight against this, and she does a little more damage to him in the actual cartoon episode. I also want to give a shout out to the presence of MK, who's saying hello there on Comic Guy somewhere on Twitch. So thank you for tuning in, man. Sorry about any technical difficulties. Yeah. So going with this, I love that whenever we get to see Wonder Woman just go all out, and then we've seen Superman already fight Mongol before on World.
Yes.
And so seeing that, you're thinking like, okay, well, let's see how she does, because we know she's pretty strong, and she like her hands pretty much almost broken. Meanwhile, we get to see Clark, or Kal-El, basically he's back in his own world. Something's happened to Kara in in his perfect world, is kind of like crumbling. Yeah. And I said, his happy-looking world. You see Kara's basically in their ER thing.
Yep.
So basically, yeah, his perfect world is crumbling, and I gotta say, this is basically his psyche kind of fighting back at this point. But there's like, yeah, there's so even on Krypton, they have people that interrupt traffic. They march in the middle of the streets, disrupting traffic.
Now, is it only on Krypton, or is Clark imagining it because he's been on Earth?
Good point. He is an Earthman, just like Alan Moore is writing this.
Yep.
But of
He's
course,
being partial.
He has no memory of Krypton, so of course it would be like an Earth version, like would he an alien version of Earth, but still Earth, but
Yeah.
With a few people, stuff, futuristic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has some stuff of like Krypton, I'm sure, as far as he knows about clothes.
He has the holograms. He has the Ball City of Kandor, which we'll later find out in this issue.
Yeah.
And he has Garrett telling him about stuff.
Yeah, so man, he has some recollection, but being like, a lot of it's probably an imagination.
Basically, it's old photos and stuff his cousin told her.
Yeah. And we get to see Wonder Woman getting yeeted right through the wall by Mongols. And she's like, I'm going to the BFG. Like I said, I like this. And then she fires it at me. It's like, uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Scare me. We're back. So basically, yeah, the gun has no effect on him, and she gets her head just smashed into the wall. Meanwhile, Superman's trying to reach the Kal-El, tell him to wake up. It's not real, You know, here's a wake up, Krypton to the danger that faces you. Excuse me, can you get go? It's like it's you see his father, yeah. So and like it was like what the heck is going on here? Like it. I'm more interested in the fact, like, at this point, I'm in the book, I'm losing interest because I don't care about Krypton in his fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm more like, I already know what's going to end. I'm like, get the point where his heart gets ripped out of his chest. Of course, he sits there, and then he realizes that the town's gone. I'm sorry, I just needed to come here because they leave. Like I said, he starts realizing, I don't think you're real. So, like I said, so by this point, you see him crying back in the world. And Robin's like, "Oh, look, I found gloves," which they must be really light material. He's able to easily lift them up because Mongol isn't like a pushover. Like I would imagine those would be like really heavy gauntlets that he wears for handling the plant. So the fact that Robin's able to lift it up so easily is kind of like, okay, I guess we're going that. Maybe it's just cloth. But
it's most likely cloth, and the main weight is on the steel parts over there.
Yeah, but even the steel parts, you'd be like, oh god, my back.
Yeah, but we're talking about a guy that uses a rope to swing from around the city, so he has good upper body strength.
Yeah. So then, so of course, because this, it has to go back it goes onto Batman. He's like, oh shit, and he goes back and he goes back to the night of his parents, their murder.
Yep.
And the gunman misses instead of so it's just like he's basically perfect fantasy. Superman's like obviously, I love this. Robin's he looks around. He's like, what the hell is Superman? He's like, who did this to me? I'm like, oh shit. Who was that guy? It was me.
This might be my favorite panel of this book.
Manga. I know, right? I love the After Effect panel because like how fast he's going. I love that. I love that when they do that for the Flash. I mean, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Dragon Ball Z. So when they do the after image technique,
Yeah.
I just love that kind of motion capture.
I like the fact that he screams so loud that Robin actually just falls over.
He's dead. Oh god. And then he just like, what am I gonna do? But Bruce, I can't. Oh, that's right, gloves. I'll just put them on. There's no way they fit on his hands like that. He's so he can grip. There's no way he's gripping the fingers in there. This is some Bob Haney bullshit. Of course, on the other side of the panel, you get to see some awesome parts. You get to see Superman just busting through the wall and just basically just doing his flying tackle punch, and just like, of course, meanwhile, you get to see Robin is grabbing the tentacle or the plant, pulling it off of Bruce. And he's just like, Superman's just basically like, get up, you vermin. Do you understand what you did to me? He's in Mongo's like perfectly. I just love despite he just got super punched, he's so cocky that he's like, you're weak. I can do it, He's like, happy birthday, Kryptonian. I give you oblivion. And Superman's just like, burn, bitch. He just, of course, we get to see some more of the animals that are in his Kryptonian zoo that he's rescued. And then Robin's like, he's basically like the guy with the bomb. He's basically Batman 66 with the bomb. Where'd I go with this? And he's like, oh, perfect. I'll just put it in this bag like it's a snake. Then I'll drop down. And then, like I said, meanwhile, we get to see, now Mongo's getting irritated. He's like, you actually hurt me. He's like, I gave you, you should be, basically says, you should be thanking me. I give you peace. Like happy. He's like, and I just like Superman just heat blasts him again. Uh, it's just awesome. Someone in the background. It's you again. You're back.
Yes.
I didn't realize you left.
Returned. We're both having internet issues.
It's okay. What's up, Dave? I'm able to. Yeah. Whenever I'm sharing like this, I can't see the chat. I'm just following on Twitter on my phone. Ronald got pneumonia. Ooh, that's not good. I've had before. I've had walking pneumonia twice. I have mild asthma, so it's not a joke. Get it checked out if you need to. Just that bad. Don't hesitate. Pay the bill later. They can do payment plans, whatever. Hello, what's going on, Marania? Good to see you too, JR. Good to see you here as well. And like I said, I just love anytime we get to see two like Superman duking it out with a big brute, like Superman versus Darkseid, Superman versus Mongol, Superman versus freaking Godzilla. I don't care. Like I want him like just being able to just cut loose, instead of pulling back. Like that's what I love when you see I read the Spider-Man books. Spider-Man realizes with Kingpin, I don't have to wear the kid gloves anymore. I could actually just go all out,
No, he has to hold back with Kingpin as well.
Well, a little bit, but I mean, enough to where
he can one punch steel.
Yeah.
Walls, like just mash them in. There's this good Spider-Man versus Wolverine story where he thought he was gonna punch Wolverine.
Yep.
But he punches some rando and just kills them. One punch.
But
like that's a really good Spider-Man story that we should put up for a future retrospective.
So I want to point out another thing. I was looking it up for this Justice League Unlimited cartoon episode that basically based off this. They credit Alan Moore and the other guy
Dave
Gibbons, but J.M. DeMatteis is also credited on that episode. So I'm wondering if J.M. DeMatteis wrote that episode and adapted it from this book, and that's why all three of them have credits, or if they somehow got Alan Moore to come in and write an episode.
No, Alan Moore was anti-DC by this point.
I was gonna say, that would have been like such a weird thing to see, but yeah. Like I said, I mean that's why I like it a little more. It's J.M. DeMatteis. I do like him in certain things. All right, so obviously, like I said, you see them. They're just basically just tearing up the house, like just destroying it, and he's just letting all out. He's just working on his aggression. He's like, and then Robin's like, "Oh no! After I worked out how to get up here, they have to freaking go the other room." At this point, you know what Robin's plan is.
Yeah,
and Superman hesitates, and he's like, oh, he's just like, I'll not make the same mistake as you, I assure you. And like Robin's like, excuse me, and he's like, but I think this is yours. And like Wongo's like, oh shit. And then of course it's because he's in a dream state. He thinks he conquered Earth.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, doesn't this thing like eventually kill you if they leave it on there too long? That's what I was questioning.
Yeah, but it could go on for ages.
Yeah, so as he's living his perfect vision, they have him in the corner. Batman's got his ribs taped up now, or got a punctured wound where the thing was grabbing onto him. And here you're talking about is the city of Kandor for his birthday. They basically the parasites item. It's not the real thing.
No,
is it the real? No, it can't be.
No. Kandor this time got restored, and so Wonder Woman like makes him a replica.
Okay.
And I find the next panel funny.
He just like, and he just flies away.
Yeah.
And then gives the bottle back.
No. He already had another model made. She makes him
that's what it's like. Okay.
Oh yeah, just one moment. Let me just put this in the drawer so no one sees. And thank you. It's perfect.
But look at that art, though. Like I said, him flying around doing stuff.
Yeah.
I like that.
Basically, she got him something that he already has, so he has to hide the first version.
Nice. And we'll see if it comes back or not. No.
How will we do the ads?
I don't know. But it could because I'm running oh, I'm freezing again.
Oh no.
Yep. It's because I'm running the Marvel app.
The Marvel app?
Yeah. On the. Be right back. Hear us. Just waiting for my PC to stop freezing. This is what I get for having the Marvel app running in the back of BlueStacks.
At least you're moving again. And we're back.
And we're back. All right. Sorry about that, folks. I had to close an extra tab I had open. Yeah, so going through this, I'm really enjoying like this issue. I love the coloring. I love the art style. Obviously, this is before he gets with Lois Lane. He's not dating her. It looks like she gives him a kiss. I don't know if it was a friendship kiss, but of course, then I get that fan. He's like, why don't we do that more often? So he's like, I don't know, too predictable. He's like, you're probably right. And I'm thinking like, dude, like Batman's like, can you guys stop it? He's like, yeah, Jason and I brought you this new breed of rose. It's named the New Krypton, but afraid it got stepped on, and well, frankly, it's dead. Don't worry about it, Bruce. Perhaps it's for the best. Come on. Does somebody want to make coffee while I clean up the place? He says, as he says to Wonder Woman. And they leave him in the trophy room. And of course, the epilogue on Earth, he's conquered, like it says, like an insatiable virus. He sweeps it across the universe, and his enemies are dust beneath his feet. Suns shudder at his coming. The great powers of the cosmos kneel before him and kiss his fingertips. Fast and placable or placeable. Heard it both ways. A resurrected war world wheels through the bottom. Impeccable. I can't. It's
vast and impeccable.
Yeah, why is there L in there? That's what threw me off. World wheels through the bottomless.
Oh.
Yeah,
there is an L in there.
Yeah, it's weird. As I said, it's a weird, must be a typo. Anyway, the bottom line, reducing galaxy after basically he's content because now he is like the supreme ruler of the universe, which is kind of dumb because like, and even in his fantasies, there's just no way he's going to defeat Darkseid.
Darkseid is in a different realm.
Really, at this point? Okay, because I don't read much pre-crisis.
Post-crisis as well. The New Gods thing, you have to go through that mother box, so it's a different realmish kind of thing.
Okay, so that's what it is. So overall, I don't have the ads this time, but I'll have to get them next time. But because I was going after the DC app, but I gotta say, I still do like this. The only downside is just too much of Krypton,
Too much of Krypton's politics.
Or Krypton, as we like to call it.
Yeah, Krypton.
Right? So, overall, I'd still give this a 4 out of 5 stars. I do like the JMD Mateus animated version, mainly because it's animated, so it's moving and it has, the voice acting. Awesome. What's going on, John, for Comics with Kids, man? just about done going over the issue, man. Fantastic issue. Like I said before, multiple times. Check out the Just League Unlimited Season 2, Episode 2, uh, titled For the Man Who Is Everything. To see the animated version of this, with Kevin Conroy and, like I said, and all these awesome voice actors that just brought this book to life and just made it much more, even more enjoyable than a comic already is. Uh, Not a huge Alan Moore fan, but I gotta say though, this was actually a really cool idea.
Yeah.
I gotta give him props to that. You know, what better way to torture man than to give him what the one thing he can never have, and then make him find out it's not real. And like giving him a family and a son and all that stuff. He's got his real birth parents. He's got his homeworld he's never been to, and then you rip it away, and then you get to see the epic fight between Mongol and Superman, and an enraged Superman who's basically like to the point where he's like just ready to let it all go, but then he hesitates because he won't kill. And of course, Mongol takes advantage of that. Meanwhile, Supergirl's knocked out somewhere. Like I said, the comic book, she got taken down pretty fast.
That's it. Supergirl doesn't have powers. She's just a normal. I
Yeah.
would say, because she's older than Clark, she'd be some mid-40s woman who just got beat up in the streets.
Yeah. But I mean, like as Wonder Woman, though, I said she in the cartoon version, she actually takes the fight a little stronger too. I think,
Yeah.
to Mongol. Even though she's fighting while I think her and Superman both fight. While Batman's under the control and stuff, and eventually she's able to get it off of him. And you see at the end she's got her arm in a sling because her arm's pretty much either dislocated or pretty sore.
Yep.
Man. I mean, I'm slowly becoming more and more of a Superman fan than I already am. The more I read stuff, especially the older issues. I've always personally for me, I've never really been attracted to the pre-crisis DC universe. For me, it was always after John Byrne, did the Man of Steel and Superman and stuff, that I was like, that's for when I started caring about it, because I love the Dean Cain Superman stuff, which is basically the John Byrne, where he raised on Smallville. His parents are his parents, Jonathan, Martha Kent.
Yeah, around this time there were no Jonathan and Martha Kent; they were dead in pre-crisis.
But I am open to reading more stories with Superman. Like I said, especially but it always discourages me because whenever I see something, it's like here's a Superman book. It's like a super dickery where he's basically being an asshole to people on the covers or something, or it's like he's moving planets with a large chain. It's just like I don't want Omnipotent Man where he's or Invincible Man where he's able to do everything with no resistance or the hijinks. But
Yep.
Yeah. So overall, like I said, it's a fun book. I do recommend you check this out. This is Superman Annual number 11 from the pre-crisis era, volume 1. Yeah. Yeah, because don't make the mistake I did. I went to volume 2 and it was Gorilla City, which isn't bad, But overall, I think we're going to be wrapping it up. Stay tuned though. We are going to be having some Fantastic Four tonight. Hopefully Zach can join us. He wasn't feeling so well early this morning. And after that, we have Guardians of the Galaxy, the Dan and Andy Lanning. Basically, this is issue number 9, Prison Break, going against Blastar. It's always a fun character. And both are great comic books. Excited to be reading them again. And if you want to help out, man, please leave a comment down below. Let us know what your favorite part of this story is. Whether if you've only watched the cartoon episode or the comic, let us know what you thought was like the best, or maybe you have something you thought was like, oh, this comic book wasn't that great. Let us know what you thought down in the comment section down below after the stream. Also, please, if you haven't done so, subscribe, click that notification bell so you get all notifications. You can also go to my Twitter down there at Real Dr. Vagman. Follow me on there on Twitter. I post when we go live, as far as the links and stuff, as far as YouTube links. Not to mention, I also do some talk about comic books on there too. You can also check out the Comic Book Frog. He's got it's basically the same on Twitter as it is on Instagram for more information too as well. All right, guys. I hope you had fun. If you want to, we have a Ko-Fi link too. It helps out with the readings for what we do here. Pays for StreamYard. You're able to donate $1. That's cool. If you can't, like I said, word of mouth is always an awesome thing. It's always rewarding. We're slowly creeping our way to 400. We're at 316 now. Feels like we're kind of hitting a dead spot. So we can get some more subs. Let us share us out. Be awesome. Thank you very much for tuning in. And we'll see you in about 45 minutes. All right.
Later, people.
Later, guys.